Okay. Hello, everyone. As you know, I missed about 2 weeks of Motivation Monday. And of course, it's because there's a lot going on with my pregnancy and these things are priority. But so I'm letting you know that I will be taking a break um, with coaching and newsletters until about January 2020. I might trickle in and check on you guys or send you something here and there, but until I'm able to adjust to my new schedule, I will not be sending out motivational Mondays every Monday right now until January. But what I can do for you is I prepared a presentation on self-care, which is what I am doing and putting first right now in this time. And I wanted to share this presentation with you guys that you can always go back to it and use it in the span of me not being here. So in the span of my absence. So if you can bear with me and if you want to understand a little bit about self-care and why it is a must, listen to the rest of this presentation. Let me figure out how to share it. Okay, so this is called Self-Care is a Must because it absolutely is. Um, and so, I motivate you guys on Monday, but motivation is like a shower. It is only effective if it is done once every day or if you do it daily. So I know that I send out motivational text messages, emails on Mondays, but honestly, if you're not really keeping up with your own motivation in your life on a daily basis, it's really only going to take you so far. So this is just a reminder. I can't remember who I heard this quote from, but you got to motivate yourself every single day. So get into a motivation routine. So why is self-care important? Simply put, it encourages longevity in your life. You want mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Having a self-care routine brings all of that to the forefront. And it's literally the difference between a life of suffering and versus a life of peace, a life of sickness versus a life of health, a life of confidence versus a life of worry, a life of abundance versus a life of lack. So self-care is really the root of all things and all aspects, all branches that stem from you, the seed of your life. And it is the number one thing that we sometimes overlook because we don't have time, we don't have money, we don't have this, we don't have that, we have all these excuses. But self-care is really something that we need to incorporate and create a routine in our lives. So there are 3 ways to ensure proper self-care. So one of them is it should be a routine in your life. You have to create a routine that incorporates self-care or else it will slip and fall through the cracks. The second thing to ensure proper self-care is your diet. And then the third thing is activity. What are you doing to maintain your body? What physical activities are you getting in? Are you getting enough oxygen? Are you doing deep breathing? So all 3 things are great things to consider when you're trying to incorporate a self-care routine. So there's a self-care tip. One self-care tip that I have for you guys is meditation. Meditation is basically what you need to help conquer your mind. And so I listen to a lot of Oprah's Super Soul podcasts, and many of the successful people that she have on there, as you know, she has a ton of successful people, but many of them that she has on there, they all talk about contributing a majority of their success to meditation. Meditation. Meditation helps them awaken their mind. It helps them go within. It helps them recharge. It helps them get clear on their goals. It helps them just gain clarity in general. And so meditation is really key when you're thinking about self-care. So there's 4 different types of ways that I included in here. There's multiple ways that you can meditate, but here are the top 4. Mindful meditation. Mindful meditation is just, it expands your level of awareness and it brings you more into the present moment. You're more mindful of what's going on, your surroundings. When I first started meditating, I started off using Zazen meditation, which is where you just sit and observe. Your eyes are open, you're facing a wall, and you're just listening to the sounds, observing the sensations that come from your body, the emotions, the feelings. So mindful meditation gets you to be more aware about your surrounding and become more in the present moment. We tend as humans to either be living in the past a lot or living in the future, both in which we cannot control, but we do have control in the present. So the more you're able to stay in the present and create what you want in the present, the more of that you will continue to get. So it's really good to practice mindfulness because it keeps you worrying about the past, which is only going to perpetuate more of that worry in the future, and it keeps you from worrying about the future because that hasn't even happened yet. So sorry, like I said, I'm pregnant and I'm not even tired. It's just life. um but the next one is a movement meditation, and this is where you go outside and you take a walk and you're looking at the trees. And you're grateful for the trees and you hear the birds singing and you're grateful for the birds singing, and you're looking at the grass and it's shining so beautifully and green, and you're just grateful for everything, and you're just taking in your environment and you're moving. This could be you dancing. This can be you just allowing your body to free flow. You can be doing yoga. So whatever you're doing, you're moving your body, but you're also becoming aware and you're going within. The benefits of this is it does bring you to the present moment and it allows you to be more aware. A lot of times when we're outside, we have our headphones plugged in or on walks, and we're really disconnecting ourselves from being in the present moment. And so movement meditation is something that can expand the awareness. You can use it to expand the awareness of your world and your surroundings. The next one is mantra meditation. Now, this one is used more towards for reprogramming your subconscious mind. So if you're someone who suffers with the I am not good enough voice, gremlin, as we call it in coaching school, this will be good for you. So it's like you want to program yourself with a prayer or some words that's going to make you feel and believe something completely different. So I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Even though you might not believe it in your conscious mind, it is reprogramming your subconscious mind, because meditation is dealing with the subconscious. And so if you are wanting to reprogram your subconscious mind, mantra meditation might be the route for you. And then the last one is transcendental meditation. And it is one to help you detach from yourself and from anxiety, and it promotes harmony. And so sometimes this is coupled with mantra and yoga. And there's just so many different ways to meditate. But here are 4 that I am familiar with that you can use to kind of gain some balance and tap into yourself so that you can have a better self-care routine. So the second tip, if you want to stay on top of your self-care, is your diet. And I know a lot of people hate to talk about their diet, especially because it's so many things out there, right? And it's like, how can you truly protect yourself when even drinking your water is contaminated? They're putting pesticides on foods that's contaminated, on your fruits and vegetables. Like there are so many like things that are hindering us from having the proper diet. But that doesn't mean that you just completely throw everything away. You can still try and you can still do what you need to do. So one thing that I recommend for people because of everything that's going on, because the water is so contaminated, because the pesticides, because the bugs, because of the pollution in the air, is to regularly detox. Detoxing mainly on a cellular level. And you can research the different ways that you can detox on a cellular level. Some people will use drugs and herbs. Some people will use a green smoothie. And there are different ways that you can go about it. Like I said, I'm not even tired. It's just pregnancy. But detoxing is a really good to incorporate as a part of your routine. Like detox every 3 months or so, because it is it is purging the toxins out of your body and allowing your immune system, your organs and everything to kind of regenerate and refresh and recharge. It's like plugging out the computer so that it can take a break, so they can breathe. So it just gives your body a fresh start. And then if you're trying to transition into a new diet, a lot of people don't realize that you can't just jump into a diet and then you still got the same parasites in your stomach that are craving the old lifestyle. So detoxing kind of gives your body that break so that you can transition over to the new diet, and you're not like craving cheese, craving sweets, craving certain foods that you know you're not supposed to be eating. A lot of that is our parasites, because our stomach is our first mind. And so it's telling us what we need and what we want. And sometimes when we have not yet killed off the old program in our stomach and we try to move on to something else, we fail, because we're still dealing with old stuff, trying to incorporate new stuff. Another thing is, if you're trying to change your diet, your environment is everything. Okay? Willpower is not enough. And I know people talk about willpower all the time, but when you think about willpower, you have to think about it as a muscle. Just like when people go to the gym, they have leg day, arm day, back day, shoulders day, they have a day for everything. It's so that they don't exasperate and burn out that muscle. Willpower is a muscle, and so you cannot only rely on willpower to get you by when you're trying to make these new changes. So your environment is what is going to help support that willpower muscle. If you're saying, I don't want to eat fast food, I don't want to eat junk food anymore, but your house is surrounded by junk food, it's only so long that your mind is going to be like, nah, don't touch that, nah, don't touch that, nah, don't touch that, nah, don't touch that, until you finally touch it. So make sure that your environment is conducive toward the goal that you're trying to get to. So one thing that I've been incorporating in my self-care routine and habits and diet is sea moss. And sea moss holds 82 of the 102 minerals that we need in our daily diet. You can look up sea moss. It comes from the sea. It's natural. And you can see how all of the benefits that it carries can benefit your body, because on a normal diet, you're not getting the things that you actually need to nourish your body. And sometimes we think that we're depressed and we have anxiety, but it's really a vitamin deficiency, a magnesium deficiency, iron deficiency, vitamin D deficiency, vitamin K deficiency, zinc deficiency. All of those vitamins and minerals, they act kind of like hormonal in our body. And so we might think it's seasonal depression, and we're sad and we're crying, and it's really, you have a vitamin D deficiency, but that's how it shows up in our bodies. So just making sure that you're on top of your vitamins and your minerals is something that you should just always incorporate in your diet. So if you want a high nutrient dense, mineral dense substance in your diet to ensure that you're going to get all that together, sea moss is where it's at. Nope. Okay. Moving on. So another self-care tip is, what is your love language? We want our love language to be met from other people if we know what our love language is, but we should also give to ourselves the same love language. And so What is it? Quality time? Is it active service? Is it gifts? Is it physical touch? Is it words of affirmation? Whatever your love language is, give it to yourself. This quality time, have me time. If you like gifts, buy yourself gifts. If you like acts of service, do kind acts towards yourself. If you like physical touch, schedule a massage. If you like words of affirmation, create affirmations for yourself. You got to ensure that you are also loving yourself the way that you want to be loved. And however that shows up is differently, but understanding your love language can understand your needs. And when you are feeling that deep connection with yourself, it also aids in your self-care and in the development of you going deeper within. So, like I said, if you're trying to have a more healthy lifestyle with self-care first, it has to be a part of your daily routine. And so it takes 21 days to break into a new habit. And some habits that are really, really deep embedded might take 21-day cycles. But it just helps you get out of your head and just do it. Just do it. Commit to 21 days and then see how far you last. And the next time, stretch yourself and build on top of that. But we need to understand that when we are trying to incorporate things in our lives, especially something that's important as self-care, it's not something that you just want to dabble in here and there. It's something that you want to have as a daily routine, because your longevity, your abundance, your happiness, your success, it all boils down to self-care. And so we need that to maintain the balance in our lives. So balance, like I said, we need balance in our lives. Your body, mind, and soul needs to be balanced. That's all a part of self-care. And so if you are needing to incorporate self-care into your life and you feel like you've been putting it on the back burner. A lot of people wait until it's too late, till some diseases or illnesses start manifesting in their body. Don't wait until it's too late. Be proactive. You have the tools right here. You have a place to start. Be proactive and get on top of your self-care routine. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next few months, on top of preparing for my pregnancy, which I'm due at the end of this month. So it's like real countdown time. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me via email. I'm always checking my email and responding. But I hope to leave you guys with a gift so that you can go back to it and keep yourself motivated on a daily, as I am also trying to motivate myself and transition to this new routine. For January 2020, I have so many huge plans ahead of me, especially when it comes to continued expansion. I appreciate you guys for staying with me as long as you have, jumping on this journey with me, being committed to my newsletters and everything that you've done thus far. And 2020 is going to be way more expansion. So look out for that. And I'm excited to share some things with you in 2022 that I've been working on behind the scenes. And so if you need me, again, reach out to me via email. I always check my emails and try to respond back. And this is just something that I want to leave you guys with before I take my break, my maternity leave. Entrepreneurs get maternity leaves too. So I love you guys and I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful to have you in my circle. I hope you gained some knowledge from the presentation that I have for you today. Peace and love. And